What's going on today, guys? Episode 3 of the DailyC. This is going to be a really good episode for anybody struggling with confidence and belief in their journeys to where they want to go with their dreams and their goals. You're gonna love this one. So how are you guys doing today? I am really fired up today. It's going to be one of those kind of game changers for you. I'm really confident that you're really going to enjoy this one. The reason I say that is because I've had some conversations with some younger guys, and we've talked about the fact that sometimes as you're moving along your journey and you're pursuing that dream, for me, for the guys I've talked to, because we're in the stream of hockey, we've been talking about how it's really frustrating sometimes when you get nervous and you're not sure if you're going to make it to where you want to go. So a lot of players are trying to make the NHL. There's a lot of competition there. And of course, it's going to be tough and you don't know if you're going to make it. But here's how the confidence comes in. When you're moving forward and you're training every day and you're putting in that time and you still don't feel confident, you still don't feel like you can get there, the main reason that's happening is because you're not confident in the system you're following. Now, what is a system? A system is consistent movements or consistent actions that you do on a daily basis that are getting you closer to where you want to go. So for me, my system is get on the ice as much as I can, period. If I can get on the ice too much, so say 4 hours a day, if I can get on the ice that much, that is when I'm going to break it down. So then I'm going to figure out, okay, what is the most valuable thing I can do? So number one is I want to get on the ice and I want to play game situations. So I want to play non-contact shinny. What that's going to allow me to do is that's going to allow me to figure out, okay, this is how I execute moves in a game. It helps me be more reactive. It pushes me in more unpredictable positions and helps me improve my patterns. Now, the other thing that I'm going to do is I want to be on the ice working on my mechanics. So this is where I'm putting together the pieces of the puzzle, where I'm figuring out, okay, I need to work on my skating. So my outside edges are weak, so this is what I'm going to focus on. The reason I'm so confident I'm going to be in the NHL is because I figured out that where my outside edges are, I've been able to progressively, over the course of the last, I'd say, 3 weeks of focusing on them, I've gotten them to a level that I've never even been close to before. And it's super exciting because it makes me realize that there's no limitation to where my training can go as long as I'm following that right system. So my system is, for skills, my system is following the Train 2.0 philosophy of replicating all of the elite NHL skills, NHL player skills, that allows them to execute way better than the rest of the NHL. So I'm going to replicate that, and that's what's going to allow me to figure out how to excel in every single league that I play in as I move up towards that NHL level. It's super exciting to kind of put it all together, and every single day I'm getting more and more excited about it because I'm starting to figure out little tiny pieces, and as I put the pieces together, it just becomes more and more fun. And that's the best part, is as I'm moving along and as I've gotten older, I've just enjoyed the game more and more. I've realized that my potential is absolutely limitless, and I have so far that I can move forward with it. So for you guys struggling, I realize that I don't want to just talk about me and how confident I am about it, because yes, of course, you're going to have some low days. You're going to have some days where you make mistakes. But what you need to do when you're having these bad days is get excited, because when you have that bad day and you have that struggle, all that is an advantage for you, because you're going to be able to take a second, take a look at whether you recorded. So I recommend you record as much hockey as you can of you playing, so that you can take a second and you can break down where your weaknesses are. You're going to figure out, okay, I'm weak on this edge, I'm weak, I find I get off balance here, this happens here, and you're going to be able to piece together all of the pieces to the puzzle that are going to make you that NHL level player. And that's ultimately where we want to go. So you have to realize it's not all going to come in one day. But if you want it and you want to follow the system and the right system that's in place, so for me it's Train 2.0 system, for you maybe it's a different system, but you need to find the right one and you need to know that it's going to get you there. So the reason that I believe in the Train 2.0 system is because I'm following the best guys and figuring out why the best guys are the best. And I know that if I can replicate it, that's going to get me there. For you, you're going to need to find out whether that's the right move. I recommend it, but whether that's the right move or if it's something else. But you need to do it on a consistent basis, and every time that you start to fall off, you need to take time to reflect, and you need to say, okay, maybe I don't know enough about my game to break it down. So what you need to do, you need to go online. This is where the development really is limitless. You go online, you create an Instagram account, kind of like I've done. You start documenting different drills you're doing. You start asking questions. You start tagging all of the elite trainers in the world that are training these Patrick Kanes, McDavids, any of these elite guys, and you say, okay, what can I do to fix my game? And at first, maybe you're not going to get any responses, but you might get some responses from some lower level trainers. That's going to help you level up, and then you're going to level up again when you get a little more help, and it's going to help you slowly build and build and build and build. And over time, what happens is most players hit a level, and then they either, one, they lose their passion for the game and they just don't enjoy it anymore, which is reasonable. And if that happens, then you're not going to want to do something you don't enjoy. And then two, this is kind of the more common thing, is people give up because they stop leveling up. They kind of hit a plateau. When you hit that plateau, what do you need to do? You need to reflect. And when you reflect, that's what's going to allow you to 10x your results, because sometimes and oftentimes it's just one little thing that's holding you back. So the advantage with Train 2.0 is that we can post our videos in our group, and in the group we kind of combine together all of the best minds, including Jason's, including mine, including all of the different members, and we help to figure out, okay, these are the little pieces you're missing. Now go out, work on them. Here's how you're going to do it, and then execute. It's all this true belief comes from, I know that if I can continue to level up, there's not going to be a limit. I can always get a little faster. I can always get a little more skilled. I can always put myself in more reactive situations to get better at the in-game situation. So do you see a limit there? I definitely don't. And I think that that's where I think people run into issues. So I really hope this helps. And again, if you have more questions, make sure you throw them at me, and let's continue to help you deal with this. But for anybody feeling nervous about trying to reach their goals in hockey or in life in general, realize that your options and your chances of getting there are completely limitless. Sometimes what's really limited is your mind, and that's something that you can fix over time with the proper repetitions, doing the right things, following the right system. So beyond excited for you guys to start realizing that there's no limit to your game if you keep working, if you keep following that system, and if you keep pushing every single day. So let's do it. Let's all get where we want to go. Let's crush it. And I will talk to you guys tomorrow in the next episode of the DailyC show. Keep asking your questions. I'll keep answering them, and let's keep moving forward.